All right, let's get this show on the road. Actually, I can juggle. Hey, how are you? Welcome. Not sure what this is. We're going to start the show in just a little bit. I want to give you a chance to check in, would you please? Would you also please share this video? My name is Rusty Humphries, and we got a lot to talk about today. It's not going to be a long show. It's going to be a Fast Friday show. Just getting stuff out there. But, now, so the latest is Trump hates the troops. What a bunch of dumbasses we're dealing with. So please, yes, check in. Who are you? Where are you a deplorable from? We love hearing from you. All right, officially start the show now.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. That's a direct order. Do it now.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now he's unleashed. The American insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries, Rebellion Radio.
Well, hello, my brother from another mother. How you doing, my sister from another mister? Hello, welcome. It is the weekend edition, the Friday night edition of the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Thank you so much for being a part of the rebellion, and we have much to rebel against. Now, I will say that Fridays, for some reason, we have a difficult time with the feed. There seems to usually be something that goes wrong on Friday. Hopefully, it's not going to happen this week, but we're going to just keep plugging away. So do me a favor, if you would, please check in right now. I would like to know who you are, where you are a deplorable from. While you're checking in, make sure you give me some hearts and thumbs and all those great things. A lot of awesome people listening and watching. But I want to tell you, before I really get into it, about a great sponsor. It's a company owned by a friend of mine. Her name's Marilyn. And Marilyn has a website called thetoymaker.com. Look at all these great little toys you can make. And she sent me boxes of this stuff. This is all stuff that you could just download with a PDF. There's a dice thing. And what's great about all of these toys is that you make them by downloading the file, the PDF. You print it on your printer, maybe with some, with your paper. Oh, I can fish. We'll go fishing. And then you play with your kids. And you could there's math. You can learn about math and arts and crafts and just lots of great things. And you just get to spend time with the kids. And they've got a lot of awesome things on their website. She has an incredible book that called The Toy Maker's Math Carnival, where you create your own mysterious math carnival. And just a lot of fun things you can do. There's free toys there. Sign up for her email list, would you please, so you can just download the stuff, play with the kids. Holidays are coming up. She got a lot of great holiday stuff for Halloween and Christmas and Thanksgiving and all those great things. So go and check it out, would you please? It's thetoymaker.com, thetoymaker.com, and please check in if you would, please. Okay. Let's check in and see who we got here. Lots of folks. Thanks for being here, by the way. I sure appreciate you. Chris is checking in from Cleveland, Ohio. Lyndon says, happy Friday, Rusty. Happy Friday, Lyndon. Brian says, good evening, Rusty. Good evening, Brian. Sammy from Wiki Wacky, Florida says, hello, Rusty. Hello, Sammy. Brian checking in. Todd in Lexington, North Carolina. Anna is from Vancouver, BC. Vernon's with me. Kathy is from Carthage, Tennessee. How you doing? Dennis, aloha. A deplorable veteran from Hawaii. We sure do welcome you. Thank you very much for being here. Judy is a deplorable from Oklahoma. Leanne is a proud deplorable from Missouri. Michael's from Utah. Robin in Oregon. Sheila in East Tennessee. Pamela's a deplorable from Bellingham, Washington. I went to college in Bellingham, Washington. I have lots of friends in Bellingham, Washington. It's a very, very pretty place. It's right on the 20 miles south of the Canadian border. You'll have to go check that out sometime. Ramona is a proud deplorable from Florida. Love Florida, too. Got lots of good friends there, too. I love Florida. George is in Arkansas. Josh says fake news. Oh, you're talking about Trump hates the troops? Of course it's fake news. I mean, it's the dumbest, most idiotic news story ever, but we're going to cover it because, idiots like Frederica Wilson, who are just out there for nothing but their own self-aggrandizement, they need to be exposed. They need to be taught a lesson. You don't go out there and lie to make political points on the death of a soldier. Well, Rusty, you don't know what to say. They're a Gold Star family. I'm a Gold Star son. Okay? I'm a Gold Star son. I freaking get it. And I get how horrible and disgusting and disrespectful it is to use a family that's grieving for some idiot congresswoman. How disgusting. Pieces of garbage. All right, more. Let's say hi to a few more people, and then we'll get into it. Mike says, Michelle is from St. Joseph, Tennessee. Mike is in Ormond Beach, Florida. Bike Week's going on. Oh, cool. Brian is deplorable in Jersey. Robert's in South Idaho. Carla in Michigan. John in Everett, Washington. Charles, a proud deplorable from Goose Creek, South Carolina. Kim's got a heart from Missouri. Do me a favor. Everybody give me some hearts, would you please? Some thumbs ups. Let's share this video. Let's get it out today, okay? We got to get it out there. Yesterday, I had Milo Yiannopoulos on, and Milo's awesome, and he's outrageous, and he says things that drives people crazy, and whether you like him or not, he deserves to be heard. And I will tell you that the numbers for that show were unbelievably awful. And it wasn't because Milo had something not interesting to say. And it wasn't because we normally have a big audience, because we do. It was demonstrably low and lower than normal. I wonder why that could be. I just wonder. Dottie wants me to take her off the page. Dottie, I didn't put you on the page. Sorry, Dottie. Ramona says, Milo says it with flair. Love him. Yeah, so we have to make sure that shows like this and ones with Milo get seen. So you've got to share it. You have to. Marilyn says, please don't lump all liberals together. I'm getting sick of being judged just because I'm a liberal. I don't agree with everything they stand for. Marilyn, I want to address that right now because you know what? You are absolutely correct. The problem is that there are very good people like you that are liberals. And my guess is that you believe government can help more. You believe if we just pay a little bit more in taxes that we can do more good. Things like that, okay? You and I can have a discussion. We can have a conversation. We can agree and disagree and learn from each other, and that's fantastic. That's what America's about. I love that. You don't have to agree with me on everything. I mean, if you pay attention, you probably will. But I'm kidding. That's what America's at. The problem is that hardcore socialists, who we used to call communists back in the day, they have overtaken the Democrat Party. They've done it. It's been going on for years, but incrementally worse and worse and worse. And so now you've got politicians. I call them politicians because all they really care about is the polls and themselves, okay? And these politicians like Frederica Wilson, these idiots, I'm trying to pull up just a clip from her because she's just It's just awful what these people are doing. Because, I like this, the clown in the cowboy hat. That's one column about her right now. This is from the Washington Times. At last, America is once again unified. We are all, it turns out, racists because of a retired general, no thank you, and current White House Chief of Staff John Kelly, a Gold Star dad among so many other distinctions, is a racist, then every last one of us is. This according to the great titan of objective intellect, Congresswoman Frederica Wilson of South Florida. Somewhere, one of the buffoonish characters of a Carl Hyacin novel jumped out of the pages and ran for Congress. Congresswoman Wilson is living proof that literally anyone, no matter how stupid, can get elected to Congress. And fact that there is actually a party in American politics that would allow someone so dumb in their caucus only proves how unseriously Democrats take themselves and how much contempt party leaders have for innocent American voters. Congresswoman Wilson has long been known for pretty much only one thing: the ridiculous, colorful, feathered, and sequined cowboy hat she sports around the halls of Congress. Otherwise, she's ignored because of her stultifying ignorance. A clown in a cowboy hat, all hat, no cattle, a hat rack, only dumber. Her style, or distinctive lack thereof, has always been humorously tolerated because she seems fairly harmless in a place that is increasingly useless. Until that is, she waded into the momentously sacred space where the commander-in-chief must extend a heartfelt thanks to a grateful nation, to a family suffering the incalculable loss of a son, daughter, a husband, wife, mother, father in battle. The president speaks of the man's bravery and sacrifice, but to a very dumb person, uncaring yet eavesdropping, incapable of understanding bravery or sacrifice, the words come unhinged from their meaning. And if the person is hopelessly partisan hack in Congress, in addition to being dangerously stupid, those somber words get jammed clumsily into sausage grinder, and out pops gibberish nonsense. Victim, offense, racism. At this point, Congresswoman Wilson is no longer a blabbering dolt to be humored. She is slashing at the fabric of society, mocking the most treasured sacrifice known to free people, taking a moment so solemn that Americans cannot even comprehend it and distorting it into the cheapest blinking politics she could cobble together. Okay. Enough of that story. But it's absolutely right. It is horrible what this woman has done. Shameful. Jim says she doesn't deserve to wear a cowboy hat. She looks like an idiot. We in Texas believe it's a working man or woman's hat. Michelle checking in. There is a phone conversation that President Trump made that was recorded. I'm going to play you that in a second, but I want to play you from yesterday. A clip from the Chief of Staff, General Kelly, and you may have seen it yesterday, but it's important to see again. His comments about what it was like to receive the call after his son's death, and referring to this idiot congresswoman and these horrible accusations she's made during this terrible political climate.
Men and women, they are the best 1% this country produces. Most of you, as Americans, don't know them. Many of you don't know anyone who knows any one of them. But they are the very best this country produces. And they volunteer to protect our country when there's nothing in our country anymore that seems to suggest that self-service to the nation is not only appropriate but required. But that's all right. Who writes letters to the families? Typically the company commander, in my case as a Marine, the company commander, battalion commander, regimental commander, division commander, Secretary of Defense, typically the service chief, Commandant of the Marine Corps, and the president typically writes a letter. Typically, the only phone calls the family receives are the most important phone calls they can imagine, and that is from their buddies. In my case, hours after my son was killed, his friends were calling us from Afghanistan, telling us what a great guy he was. Those are the only phone calls that really matter. And yeah, the letters count to a degree, but there's not much that really can take the edge off what a family member is going through.
Okay. I was too young to remember when my father passed away. It was January 26, 1969. I was 3.5 years old. I sort of remember the day. I was with my uncle, and he had bought me a horse, Shetland pony named Trigger. And I remember a couple of guys pulling up to the house, and you could see the house from where we were with the horse. I don't remember how. And I just remember my uncle going, "Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no." And he took me off the horse and ran me across the street where my mother was basically collapsing on the doorstep. My mom was it was 3 days before her 24th birthday. And it's funny. I'm in my early 50s. 51 or 2, I forget. And I only remember 3 or 4 small things. But I think about them every day. You know, every day. And again, I was 3 years old. I mean, I can't imagine what a grieving family is going through at this moment. I've met a number of Gold Star families. I've done a lot of fundraisers. I've been to a lot of funerals. I have comforted a number of families. Usually we never talk about it on the air, ever. I cannot imagine taking one of those horrific moments and turning it into a lie in cheap political points. I can't even comprehend doing something like that. I can't. I can't imagine it. At what point has Donald Trump ever said anything against our troops? Ever said anything against men and women who have sacrificed for our country? Ever? And at what point is the media so freaking stupid that they would take the word of this idiot congresswoman? I mean, let's be honest. This is one stupid woman. I mean, at what point? I mean, let's do a quick search. Frederica Wilson, and let's just see just pictures of her. Let's just get a bunch of images, and let's just see. There we go. That's perfect. Just the highlight of stupidity. It just doesn't stop. Every single one of her pictures makes her look dumber. I mean, this is a woman elected to Congress. This is somebody that is supposed to be respected that dresses like this. I mean, are you serious? We're supposed to take somebody like that seriously? My God. And the media takes her seriously. Well, of course, Trump must have said something stupid to a soldier's family. You know, he said, he signed up for it and he knew what he was getting. as I've said, have met with a lot of families. And almost every single one has said that. You know, we have an all-volunteer army and our military, and he knew this was something that could happen, but he did it anyway because he believed in America. He believed in freedom. He believed in standing up and fighting for our country. Almost every single family. I can't think of one that didn't say that. James says, as a Marine, I had the honor to knock on a door and give the news of a Marine's passing. It is the hardest duty to perform, bar none. Oh, my God. Now, Kristen thinks this is a distraction. It is a distraction for Obama and Hillary and the Uranium One scandal. Kristen, I cannot disagree with that. I can't believe the media. Whether you like Hillary or not, and you're a Democrat or you're a socialist or you're a big fat commie, whatever it is, to sit back and to think, well, you know, just because Bill Clinton got, you know, a whole bunch of money from Russia for speeches, and just because they got millions and millions of dollars for the Clinton fund from Russia and companies that work with Russia, and just because Russia got freaking uranium, why should we pay any attention to it? I can't believe that anyone with any good conscience would not make a big deal about it. Well, there's no proof. Yes. And then I love the media today. Well, you know, this is a new story. Or, well, this is an old story. Right. It's an old story that we've been yelling about for years about how horrible this is. And then you idiots in the media started going to Russia, Trump, Russia ruined the election, helped Trump with the election. It's all been lies, and we knew it. We knew it. And all us deplorables want, and tell me if you disagree, Edward. You know what, Edward? We do not talk like that, and I'm banning you from the page. Sorry, not gonna do it. We do not talk about hurting anybody. And my guess is that's a Democrat. My guess that is somebody that is a troll. Nobody comes on this page and says we want to hurt anybody. I don't care who they are. We don't go into the realm of the physical. We can have freedom of speech, and I believe in that. But when you start calling for someone's death, that's when you're gone. Done. Out. And usually, it's a troll. Usually, if not 99.99999%, it's somebody that's trying to make you deplorables look bad. Won't let it happen. Dennis says, my grandfather served in World War II. My dad served in Vietnam and was KIA. I'm sorry, brother. Also, my older brother was KIA in Operation Desert Storm. I served in Afghanistan and Iraq. We are a family of veterans and damn proud of it. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time with this story. And it hurts me to my core. You know, I grew up in late 60s, early 70s. And early 70s when I went to elementary school. I actually had a teacher tell me my daddy was a baby killer. That actually happened. Liberals have always pretended they care when really they do anything they can just to further their cause. Dan says the Russians should not have access to one single ounce of our uranium ore. In my opinion, whoever was involved in that deal is guilty of treason. Dan, you're right. Why would you give a grain of sand of uranium ore to Russia? Why would you do that? Yeah, Kristen, they got 20% of our uranium with Putin and Armenian donors, 147 million. It's just shameful. But Donald Trump, he's the one that hates the troops, right? Let me play the video of him calling another Gold Star mother. You're going to have to read it a little bit more because it's kind of hard to hear him. But I want you to hear it. And you tell me if you think this guy went and said something horrible to a Gold Star family. I'm reporting. You decide here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Here we go.
Natasha,
Yes, sir.
I am so sorry to hear about the whole situation. What a horrible thing, except that he's an unbelievable hero. And, you know, all of the people that served with him are saying how incredible he was.
Yes, sir.
And just an amazing guy. And I
Hello, sir.
he's a great hero.
I want to thank you, President Trump. Those words are very kind. He was an amazing man, an amazing husband, and an amazing soldier. And I couldn't be more proud of my husband than I am right now, sir, to be honest with you. It's what my husband wanted to do. Yes.
Everyone told me how great. I mean, he was the leader. He was the boss. He was their friend. They all loved him. You know, just like you do. I mean, it's just a special guy. Go ahead, Natasha.
Yes, he's just an all-around guy, and I'm glad that you got to get to know a little bit about him and get to hear a little bit about him, sir. My husband is, to me, he was already my hero, to be honest with you. We've been together 15 years, 5 children. Run down real quick, 2017, 15, 12, and 4. My son is currently in college in Missouri playing football, so when I say all around a hero, yes. And but now it's like the world gets to know he is an American hero, so thank you. I really, really appreciate it. I really do, sir. Thank you.
That's so amazing. It's so amazing. And I'll tell you, when you're around, if you could, you know the people to deal with, but if you're around Washington, you come over and see me at the Oval Office, okay?
Yes, sir.
You just come over and see me because you are just the kind of family. This is what we want. And how good a football player is your son at Missouri? He's got to be pretty good. That's a good team, right?
Yes, sir. He's cornerback. He's been playing since he was 5, and he got a full academic scholarship when we were stationed in Hawaii, Schofield Barracks, sir. So it's his life. That's what he always wants to do. He's doing it, sir. He's making me proud, and he's making his father proud in heaven. So I have no complaints. I really don't. I'm a proud woman.
He got an academic scholarship, not a sports scholarship?
Not a sports scholarship. It was academic. He's had a 3.7 and above, sir, since the grades could, from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. Me and my husband, we never had to worry and never had to stress on him doing it. And just to add that he loves football on it first, there are no words, sir, to tell you how proud I am of my son. He's 20. Oh, God, yes. It's like I said.
Are your other kids all outstanding, or do you have some
Yes.
good and some not quite as good?
We got some soccer players, right? So there are always a couple in the group here, and I have we have soccer players, cheerleaders, sir, singers. It's a roundabout of talent, and they all have their special ways in their own ways. They're all truly amazing kids. So yeah, we are truly blessed. Yes, we are.
Well, you just take care of yourself.
Yes, sir.
Come around and see me when you're in Washington, and say hello to your children and tell them their father was a great hero that I respected, and I learned a lot. Before I made the call, I like to learn, and it's amazing what kind of a guy he was. So just tell him I said your father was a great hero. And take care of yourself, Natasha. You know that. It's going to be, it takes time. Time is the key.
Thank you so much.
Just take care of yourself.
Thank you so much.
I'm honored to talk to you.
Thank you, sir, and to you the same. Okay, I really appreciate it, sir, and thank you. Thank you very much from myself and family. Thank you.
Thank you very much, darling. You take care of yourself.
You too, sir. Bye.
I purposefully did not watch that video until now because I wanted to tell you my thoughts. I'm sorry. I thought that was a beautiful phone call. That was respectful. He did his homework. He actually cared about that man who lost his life. He cared about the family. He didn't have to do that. But he did. I've showed this flag a couple of times on this show. And I've seen, saw here, I'm going to read this. I saw a comment a minute ago from Glenn. He says, I've been one of those who have had to present the flag to many families. It isn't easy, but even so it had to be done. These people have never had to say on behalf of the President, the United States military, and a grateful nation, I present this flag to you for their service. Those people, I guess you're talking about the Congresswoman. Glenn, you might recognize a flag like this, a bag like this. This flag hasn't been opened since, I'm guessing, February of 1969. This is the flag that draped my father's coffin. I haven't had the heart to put it in anything else. I probably should. But part of me feels that, there's air that's in here that was there the day they buried him. This has never been opened. So yes, I understand the sacrifice. Now, my mom never got a call from Johnson. I don't think any congressperson ever showed up. That being said, I wouldn't have wanted my mother and my grandmother, they didn't allow themselves to get caught up in any kind of an anti-Vietnam, anti-America thing. They loved, they loved my father. They cared about his service and sacrifice. And believe me, I know it's what he wanted to do. This is a guy that snuck into the military when he was 14 years old. It's all he ever wanted to do. And I have heard from people over the years that he was one of the best officers they ever saw. And that gives me a lot of pride. And would I have liked to have known him? Yes. Am I glad he was killed in action? Absolutely not. I also wonder what would have happened having come back from such a horrible place. What would have been different? But we never, ever, 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 ever try to score cheap political points on the sacrifice of a man or woman who paid the ultimate price for our country. Ever, ever, ever. And Frederica Wilson should never get a single vote again in her district. Ever. No one should take her seriously for a millisecond. She should be the national joke. She should be as funny to us as the best comedian you ever saw in your life. It should be funnier to you to see her than the best episode of Seinfeld or whatever comedy you like. She deserves zero respect and the ultimate in scorn. I am ashamed that we have a person in our United States Congress that would do something, and I am ashamed that we have members of the media that would actually report that it was accurate what she said. Timothy says, the more these liberal Democrats open their mouths, the more ridiculous they look. Keep it up because you liberals are just revealing yourselves as liars with no sense of proportionate, fair logic. Go Donnie boy. You are our president, sir. Thank you so very much for what you're doing, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Diane said, when my hubby came back from overseas in 2970, I'm guessing, Diane, you meant 1970, they were all told not to wear their uniforms to go shopping because of that. Charles said, I didn't think there were enough stupid people in Florida to elect the asshat cow Patty Wilson, but enough illegal aliens to vote her in. Remember when your President Carter let thousands of Cubans into Florida and they emptied their prisons and all the mentally ill so they could get sent to Florida? They and their offspring are now electing the nutcases for Congress. I don't know that that's the case, Charles. JR says, please, for those of you comparing her to a rodeo clown, no way. Rodeo clowns are fearless and courageous, and they will risk their lives every time they perform. They will do the same not only in the arena, but outside of the arena. They are true Americans, unlike this so-called woman. She is an embarrassment to America. That's right. Jack says, my great-grandfather was in World War I. My father's father was in the Australian Army. In World War II, my mother's father was a U.S. Army in World War II. I'm one of 60 Aussies that went to Desert Storm. Yes, I knew the risk, and I would still be in uniform if I hadn't been injured in training. Thank you, Jack. When I was in Kuwait and Iraq, but I'm thinking Kuwait Camp Arifjan, I'm thinking that was the base. There was a number of Aussies there, and they served with great valor and distinction. So thank you for your service. Jim says, when we sign our name as a volunteer to join in the armed forces, whether it be Army, Marines, you don't do it for fun. You have a dangerous job to do that most people won't. We have to sign our will before we deploy, just in case we don't come back. So the possibility of death should almost always be on your mind. Randy says, my father was in World War II and was only 17 years old. He's now 91 and cries because of the way people are today. Why did his friends have to die for all the ungrateful people? Wow. People commenting about President Trump's phone call. He cared about the kids as well, Rusty. A real human being, a great president. A heartwarming phone call. Johnny says, those who have never risked being under one of our flags have no right to disrespect it. Anyway. Thank you guys for your nice comments about my father, too. I appreciate it. James says, my father was a Marine in World War I. My father was in the Army in Korea, and I was in the Marines in Beirut on October 23rd, 1983, barracks bombing. We proudly served. Wow, you were there for that, James? Oh, my goodness. I'm glad you survived. Holy moly. There's so many people that have comments here on the page talking about their fathers and the flags. Deborah has her father's flag, and he put his dog tags in it. Some wonderful, wonderful comments here. And I wish I had time to take and read all of these. I promise you I will read them tonight after the show. I encourage you to scroll back and look at these comments from some of these wonderful people. We have the most wonderful and amazing audience here every night, and I appreciate you. I do. It's when I'm recording this on a Friday night, 9:40 p.m. in the East, 6:40 p.m. in the West. I know you have better things to do. Hope says the video stream is cutting in and out. I apologize. I can't control that. I just want to thank you. You know, a lot of times you'll hear people, hey, thanks for watching. We really appreciate you. And those kind of comments. I really mean it. You know, it means a lot to me that you would take time to watch on a computer or listen to a podcast. You know, I try to nightly give you the truth, tell you what I'm thinking, give you a chance to speak out and give your opinion. I don't hate Democrats. I don't hate liberals. What I do hate are people that are trying to fundamentally destroy our country. We can have disagreements about how big the government is and how much money we spend. Heck, Republicans are spending way too much money right now, if you ask me. We can have different fundamental beliefs on how to make the economy work. Although I think Obama proved that the Keynesian economics doesn't work. But what we should never, ever do is disagree about our love for our country. You know, when you see supposed heroes taking a knee at a football game in front of children, disrespecting our country and our flag, it's just wrong. You don't have to like the president, because I promise you, I didn't like our last president. I promise you, it was 8 years of torture for me, but I never once took a knee. I never once disrespected our country. You always say, you know what, hey, I might not like this president, but I still stand for our country. I didn't like Bill Clinton, but I became very good friends with his brother. And I always said it to his brother, I don't agree with your brother, Bill Clinton. I don't think he's a very good president. But you always respect the office. Always. We've lost respect in our country. Our children are not taught respect. I don't know how we come out of this. The only way I know is if good people stand up. The only way we lose for sure is if good people pay no attention and don't stand up for what's right. And so that's why I'm here every night, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West, to give you a forum and let you say what it is that's meaningful to you. I'm very disappointed in President Bush for coming out and speaking out against Donald Trump. That was wrong. I mean, he's silent 8 years of the lousy job that Obama does. He is as quiet as he can be, and now he comes out? Oh, well, we can't have a country that's full of white supremacists. What the frick are you talking about, George W. Bush? And it was us deplorables. We backed you. What the hell are you doing? John McCain. Yeah, Trump's causing all the trouble. Up yours, John McCain. Up yours. The damage that you've caused our country. By the way, a little, William says he loves the troops. You don't know what the hell you're saying. That's why I don't like watching crap like this. I never said George W. Bush didn't love the troops. I believe he does. And I believe he's a good man. But I also believe that he's let his personal elitist politics influence him. Our country does not need to be led by the elites. The elites have done enough damage for generations. The elites have gotten wealthy enough. They've stolen enough of our money. They have caused enough wars. They've caused enough grief. The elites need to step down and get out of the way. We need to have good American people who actually care about not enriching themselves, but enriching our nation. And when America's strong, the rest of the world is strong. Randy says, my dad just got back from the honor flight to Washington. He cried so hard for his brothers in arms. Sue said, I've had the honor of meeting a lot of our nation's finest. My brother-in-law is a patient at the Veterans Home here in LaSalle, Illinois. We lost another serviceman today. I believe he was in the Marines. These men and women are not in great health in most cases. Some are missing limbs, but they still salute the flag. So when I hear people like Ms. Wilson say what she said about our president, I would like to walk up to her and slap her in the mouth. Back in the day, most presidents did not call service members' families. They got the letters and the news delivered in person. As far as I know, President Trump has called every family. They deserve the respect of the American people. Our men and women are the best of the best. I'm so very sorry to hear about your father. What an honorable man. My father was in the Korean War and is now deceased, and I miss him like crazy every day. Jerry was a Korean War vet. He said, my son is 35 years in the service. He's a command sergeant major. He has 2 sons. One was in the Marines, one in the Air Force. Laura says, my dad was in the Battle of the Bulge. My husband served 203 combat zones. Our son is in active duty, 2 tours in Afghanistan, 1 in Iraq. Thank you. Thank you. Ramona thinks I need to make a shadow box with my father's photo, flag, and medals, maybe a personal item you treasure. I've got all the stuff. I just haven't. Had it in me to do something. I don't know. Toretta says, President Trump left his luxurious lifestyle to try to fix this country, and all he gets is hate from the left and some on the right. He takes no salary, but yet he is said to be the evil in our country. I couldn't do it. He must be made of Superman material. Dave says, 26 years in the armed forces, 2 wars, and I'd do it again because I love my country and its people. Dave, thank you. And everybody else, thank you. The weekend is upon us, and I really hope that you take time to have a good weekend, to spend it with your family, to do something together. You know, I've been talking about that great advertiser of mine, nice people at thetoymaker.com. And I know some people say, quit doing those commercials so much. Quit talking about your products and stuff. Well, number one, I don't know how you think I make money, but it is with commercials. I don't charge you for this. And Facebook doesn't do jack, except make my audience smaller when they know it should be bigger. That being said, this is something you can do with your kids. Something fun if you've got some young ones around. Go to thetoymaker.com and find out what you can do with them and sign up for their newsletter, would you please? That's all I ask you today. That's it. Sign up for the newsletter. That costs you $0. Nothing. $0. If you've got kids, sign up for their newsletter. Thetoymaker.com. Oh no, boy, I've taken up a whole bunch of your life. That was 20 seconds of your life to ask you to do something good for your family. Oh, I'm a bad man. I know we live in a time where we think everything should be free. Yeah, there's a word for that. It's called being a commie. Rusty, you talked about an advertiser. You know what? I'm not a communist. I'm a capitalist. and I have a right to feed my family. Karen says, is Travis your father, Rusty? No, his name was not Travis. Anyway, Randy says this should be addressed with our kids. They need to be taught history in school so they can appreciate why you respect our country. You people have put a very nice comments on there. Thank you. I appreciate all of them. They're very humbling. So do me a favor, would you please? If you go to thetoymaker.com, I would appreciate that. Sign up for the newsletter. Just do it today. That would mean a lot to me. If you would share this video today, that would mean a lot. And please give me some thumbs ups and some hearts right now. We need to beat Facebook at their own algorithm and show a lot of interaction, a lot of engagement, a lot of you being a part of the show. And that's how we're going to get it out. And that's the only way, because they're going to do everything they can to make sure that the show is not seen. I do want to thank our good friends at Right Wing News for powering this. And also, I want to thank the nice people at Liberty One TV. We're going to start doing some stuff for the nice folks at liberty1tv.com. They're good people, and I look forward to working with them. I've seen some of the other shows on Liberty One TV. They look like they've got some good, strong Americans, people that love America, strong conservatives, and we need more voices like that, not less. So with that being said, I hope that you have a great weekend. I do. Next week, I'm going to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, I'm getting on an airplane, and I'm flying across the seas. I'm going to Romania for a week, so you won't see me on Thursday and Friday. I'm going to try doing Friday, but I doubt it. It's a long flight. And then the next week, I'm going to try to do it from Romania, but if it doesn't work, technically, please forgive me. But I appreciate you. I do. And I love our country. And being patriotic is not wrong, and it's not corny, and it's not silly. Being patriotic is just right. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on Monday. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page. It's Talk to Rusty. Talk the number 2 Rusty. Just type that in the search bar. Here, I'll show you what you do. Type in the search bar. Type in my name, Rusty Humphries, R-U-S-T-Y, Humphries. A bunch will come up. Not me with Piff. That's my personal one, and there's really nothing on that one. It's the one with me in the blue shirt. And just click on that. And if you would like that page, I would appreciate it. And it's not working, but it should. If you'd like that page, I would appreciate it. There we go. Now it's going. It's going slow today. So like that page, would you? This one. Just go right there where it says like. Like it. Like it. I actually like it. Like it a lot. The podcast is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. You can find the podcast at iTunes, Stitcher, and other great places where they have podcasts. Thank you, everybody. You're good people. You're good Americans. And I appreciate you. May God bless you. May God bless America. I'll see you next time here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.